Hello, everyone. Hello, good morning. Welcome,
Hey,
everybody.
how is everyone?
I hope everyone's doing great today. We're so happy to be here. And we're just going to run a little test here.
So actually, if you just to navigate around here, on the top of your screen, you'll say it says interact. It's like a little person. If you click on that, you'll see it says I'm fine, raise my hand, yes, no, speed up, slow down, all that stuff. So if you can click on I'm fine, so we can see how everyone is doing. So we can make sure that you guys can hear us. So let's wait for that and see how that is going. Yay. Okay. Yes. People. Okay. Now it's coming in. Perfect. This is all great. Okay, good. I just want to make sure that you guys can all hear us because, we have so much that we want to share with you and it's amazing information. So let's, oh my God, we have so many things going on here. This is great. So let's start. Welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Good morning. And thank you so much for being here today.
Yeah, so we are so excited that you're all here with us. And to learn about Jungle Scout, what it is and what it can do for your business. But before we start and we jump into that, we have so many people on the call and so many new people to us. This is amazing.
So for those of you who don't know who we are Karen and Neil Gwartzman. Our company is Consider It Made, and we've been sourcing, manufacturing, importing for over 35 years for the big chain stores like Walmart, Michaels, Toys R Us, and many more. And we decided to break the secrecy code of private labeling and share with our clients and entrepreneurs just like you who may be thinking of starting an Amazon or any online business or even already on Amazon, and for those retailers who are trying to compete with the big boys, and to teach the steps that you need to source private label and import hassle-free so you can be successful in retail or on Amazon. And basically we teach the steps that we taught the big chains that they are using that got them to where they are today.
So it's pretty amazing because we teach you the real truth. And I say that with sincerity because the truth is really not being told. And we've noticed there a lot, actually. There are many courses out there that are teaching you things that are only partly correct, and it's missing the information that literally can cost you thousands, tens of thousands of dollars in fees and fines. So, and also there's also courses out there that are teaching you, people teaching for the very first time their journey through Amazon, for example, or starting a business online. And then they're, teaching you what they've learned within, just a year of experience. And for us, that's quite risky from what we've seen in this industry. And our money is really important to us. So today, we're here to give you valuable information that we have used in our businesses that has helped us, has helped our clients succeed. So the great news is there's a pitch at the end of today's webinar. It's nothing like that. It's all about giving you the information that you guys came here for.
Now, if we have retailers or Amazon sellers on the line, then you're going to love this webinar. As we tell our clients all the time, your number one job in the physical product industry is to source, and source some more.
So the fact is, anyone can set up an account on Amazon or open a retail store and sell a product. The hard part is actually finding that perfect product that you're going to be able to sell that's going to actually make you money. So now in our classes and our mastermind groups, or even when we take people to China to experience sourcing hands-on, like at the Canton Fair, we talk a lot about not contracting PPS, that perfect product syndrome. So now for those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, it's about spending too much time searching for that perfect product that is going to make you a ton of money. So we spend way too much time, all of us do, spend way too much time searching, and it takes away from us actually taking action and finding a product that is going to actually make you money. Can anyone relate to this?
Oh yeah.
Everyone gets PPS. Everyone gets that big product syndrome. It's how you overcome this. That's the challenge.
Now we have over 200 items that we sell on Amazon as vendors and as sellers. Personally, I'm not a kind of guy. And when I use the spreadsheets, I feel overwhelmed. So search for a program and a tool, get rid of that perfect syndrome, product that Karen just talked about. And I needed something that was simple, easy. We found Jungle Scout.
So we reached out to the creator, Greg Mercer, and again, Furukawa from Jungle Scout, and if they would be gracious enough to share with our audience how Jungle Scout could solve this perfect product syndrome. So without further ado, you are thrilled to have with us today
Gen Furukawa from Jungle Scout.
Yay!
Welcome, Gen.
So we're going to get him online here.
See, here he is.
Hello.
Good morning, Gen.
Hey guys, good morning. Thanks for having me.
Thank you very much.
Thank
it's
you so
it's
much
our
for
pleasure.
joining
Yeah.
us.
Yeah,
you so much.
I'm reading in the chat. People are falling asleep and need some caffeine jolt. So the pressure's
Really?
on. Yeah, I'm granted 2 a.m. in Taiwan, so thanks, Peter. But yeah, I'm really excited to be here and share kind of like what we've been working on at Jungle Scout and how it could possibly help you guys as vendors and Amazon sellers.
Great. So, again, can you tell us about who you are and how Jungle Scout came about?
Yeah, sure. So, yeah, my name is Gen Furukawa, and I'm based in San Francisco. I've been in media, ad sales, and marketing for the past 10 years, specifically digital marketing for about 4. And got interested in selling on Amazon last year, hearing about really the potential and just considering how huge of a sales channel Amazon is, where they aggregate millions of really focused buyers. It's kind of an SEO game, which I was working on at the time, and selling physical products. So I found that the demand and matching that with putting a product out there where there was good demand and limited competition, an intriguing proposition. So I actually started at Jungle Scout as a customer first with the extension, found that it was a really amazing tool. And then was lucky enough to join in the marketing aspect about 5 months ago. So Jungle Scout started in early 2015. Greg started it himself. It was a Chrome extension, really just to simplify the Amazon product research process. What used to be a very tedious task of clicking through on links, editing thousands of rows in Excel based on what the BSR is or the category or number of reviews, all that kind of stuff, was really made quite simple with just a simple click a button in the Jungle Scout extension. So I definitely will dig into that, and I'll show you how that works. But it's really just a tool focused solely on the Amazon product research phase. So like you guys mentioned, it is the most important aspect to start going down the right path where you know that there's going to be the demand. You're not going to have to compete in a super cutthroat niche, and you'll find a profitable outcome in the end. So that's really where we're focused right now, is like at the earliest stage of the selling process.
And do you find that, the great thing about Jungle Scout is you don't just have to be an Amazon seller. Really, if you're selling a product on any of the online platforms, a retailer, finding the tool really, really.
Absolutely.
Do you find that reaching out to you as well?
Wait, sorry, you cut out for a second.
Do you find that retailers also reaching out to you because they're also using your tool?
Yeah, absolutely. It really is about whether you're selling a private label or retail or wholesaling. It's about finding the products that have the demand and that can meet your criteria, whether that's sales or your profit margin or your limited competition, sizing. There are all kinds of criteria that people are looking for. Jungle Scout will make it super easy to narrow down what is selling well. So it's about demand. And Jungle Scout has a proprietary algorithm that makes it very simple to understand what you can expect as far as sales on a monthly basis.
And I think that making that search easy and a better experience, a more pleasurable experience when you're going online. And, again, we see where people are making 10, 20, 30, hundreds of spreadsheets and using your tool. Fantastic.
And we actually just had a class about this where, my favorite part of this whole business is the sourcing, is the searching for it. But it takes over your life if you don't have the criteria to put in, and you have, like Neil said, all these spreadsheets.
You get
So
lost.
and that's why, I mean, we love Jungle Scout because, and we
great.
promote it just because, I mean, it literally, it's a cure to PPS. It really is. It's a cure.
Absolutely.
So you find the same thing when people are reaching out to you. It's the same thing. I'm sure you're getting the feedback where you're making my life easier now, and now I have the ability to, search and basically prepare all the information much faster and easier.
Yeah, and that's really where the product database, which we'll get into, it solves that problem of PPS, where people have their priorities as far as what criteria they consider the best or the perfect product, and we're able to add a whole bunch of properties to every product. I shouldn't say every product, but I think about 5 or 6 million products in the Amazon catalog.
That's a good start. 5 million is a good start.
Yeah. However, too many isn't good. So, but with the filters and the database, you can kind of narrow that down to a very manageable handful of products that you can really dig into.
Mm-hmm. So I see there's 2 different versions, and I know that you're going to get into them. So before you jump into them, can you just explain to us that, the pro version, and then there's the web app? Can you explain to us?
Yeah, absolutely. So the web app is our newest product, and it's a cloud-based platform, and there are 2 aspects to the web app. One is the product database, and so the product database is the best way, the easiest way to get thousands of ideas in a matter of seconds. And so what the product database does is it reorganizes Amazon's catalog for sellers. So Amazon currently obviously is optimized for consumers. So you type in a search query or browse by category, and you'll get relevant results. But what the product database does is it allows you to filter based on criteria that's interesting to you as a seller. So that might be the price range, that might be the number of reviews, that might be the number of sales per month or size. All these criteria that are important to us as sellers, you're able to search for in the product database. The other aspect of the web app is a product tracker, whereas you might not be able to get the actual Amazon sales data, but with a product tracker, once you add a product to the tracker using either the ASIN or the Amazon URL, you can immediately, or after 2 days, start tracking real Amazon data. So that includes how many sales are done on a given day, how does the rank move, how does the inventory move, are there price changes? So that really helps you vet before you invest thousands of dollars in any given product. So you know what the sales actually are, as opposed to a high-level snapshot estimate.
Well,
So
and that's huge.
it's like a spy. It's like a
Yeah.
James Bond tool.
We talk about in our courses that Amazon's like a stock market.
Mhm.
Prices change and products change, and maybe there's a different trend going. And the great thing is that Jungle Scout, it allows them to really fine tune what they're looking for and gives them results.
Yeah, and that's the key. And I know we're getting lots of questions here, so I know everyone's kind of anxious to jump right in. So can we jump right in?
Absolutely. Yeah, let's do it. All right, so I'm going to share my screen.
Like, we get so involved, we have all these questions for you. So, and everyone's asking questions. I thought we'd jump in. I'm going to actually take our screen off the cameras, and I'm going to give you the controls, okay?
Okay. So can you see my screen?
Yes, we can see the screen.
Okay, so you can see this product database?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay, great.
Yeah. So if everyone can see it, if you want to just click interact, you can, give a thumbs up. If you see it, that would be great.
Got it. Okay. So also, guys, please do interrupt me if there are any questions during and in case I skip over anything or you can't see, just do interrupt me to let me know. So maybe we can just start kind of like with how life was before Jungle Scout. some of the ways, and this might be helpful for some people to get product ideas. One of the ways I think pretty common was to click through on the bestsellers category and then maybe dig down into some of these subcategories. And then you can go even further into the category. So you're really into bestsellers, like say cross stitch, for example. All right, so maybe this tee is selling well, and then you can check how the listing is created and the price point and the number, and then scroll down to the bestseller rank, which would be 2,400, and see if that makes any sense. And then maybe this is how we get to some crazy combination of Excel spreadsheets and numbers, and it just becomes a mumble jumble of stuff that's hard to function or hard to work with. One tool that I did want to mention as well that might be helpful to you guys is it's called the Sales Estimator. And Karen or Neil, if you could drop that link into the chat so people can see.
Okay.
Sorry, is it getting choppy? I see that.
It is. I'm looking here, Chad, but now it seems fine.
Do you want to have this bigger?
I don't know if you can you make your screen?
Oh, yeah, I can make it bigger. Does that help?
Yeah. And just to let everyone know, if you hover over the main screen, you'll get these tools that you can make your screen bigger, so you can see as well.
And
bigger
show
there.
it says Gen's name, and it shows a.
Oh, it'll have the name. Yeah, it'll have an actual size you can climb, maximize,
and that'll blow it up for your screen.
Yeah, so that will help with that. But it was a little choppy there for I don't know why. But I think you're good now.
Sorry about that. I think also if I don't scroll around so fast, that might help. But I did want to share this estimator. So it's a free sales tool where you can drop in the BSR of a category, and then you would get the estimated sales for a month. So that one, for example, was, I think it was 2430 or something. So you can see that the this tool, which is the Tinsky or whatever, may sell 2,400 per month. So that's one way. It's pretty tedious and time consuming, but it is what a lot of people do and have done in the past to come up with product ideas. Another that may have been helpful for people is to kind of like spy on competitors, is what Greg likes to call it. And it's just to basically see what other products some private label sellers are selling. So, this, for example, Yoga Mats are quite a popular FBA product, private label product. So you can click in and see what Hemingway, for example, is selling. And then from here, you would get a whole bunch of other ideas because presumably Hemingway, as a private label seller with a lot of products, has done their own research. And so you can see what they're selling, and judging by number of reviews and using the Jungle Scout estimator, you can get an idea of what's generating revenue for them. So those are two basic ways to source product ideas. But now that the web app has come into existence, we have a much simpler way. So you guys still here with me?
Yeah,
we are.
We're here.
Okay,
and I think everyone's here. Yeah, it sounds good.
We're just checking to see everything is now coming in more clear and not as choppy.
Okay, great.
Perfect.
So yeah, let's dig into this product database. So this is, like I said, sourcing millions of products from Amazon, attaching different criteria to each product, and then it allows you as an Amazon seller to get different ideas. So there are a majority of the Jungle Scout customers who are private label sellers, and for you guys, if some of you are retailers, the criteria might not be the same. So you might not have the same problems of, worrying about a liability issue, of selling, say, knives or blowtorches or something, or manufacturing issues whereas private label sellers might want to focus on things that are more simple and can be manufactured without defect or error. But let's kind of like run through this product database to get some ideas and see how it works. So Karen or Neil, is there some general criteria that you guys use or you recommend for your students?
Well, we usually start off, of course, we train people, it's called unique signature formula. So they choose what they're interested in, what their hobbies are.
So
what
categories.
So then they can hone in if someone is an expert or an aficionado for coffee.
So we try to also, weight is a big criteria, size is a criteria, price, obviously.
Weight, size, price.
I know reviews are important, but we don't spend too much time on reviews. We kind of glance at them because, we have a whole thing on reviews that kind of take it with a grain of salt. But
I think price comes one of the most.
Sure. And what do you recommend as your pricing criteria or range?
We say minimum 3 times.
For profit.
Yeah. So we have them going back and forth to different sites to make sure that they have that and they that.
Okay.
But products that are
Stephanie wants to see office products. So yeah, and also if anybody in the chat wants to see, maybe we can click office products for Stephanie, and then Neil, you were suggesting maybe a coffee aficionado, and so
accessory.
Neil's obsessed with
coffee. Got it, love it. So for Jungle Scout, Greg's criteria has really been. And I think you'll see a lot of people in the FBA space might recommend something at least $20 or more, and that would allow for the profit margin, Karen, that you mentioned. Mm-hmm. And as far as the other criteria that are really helpful, I think estimated sales is really helpful, and this is going to be on a monthly basis. So you do want something that might sell at least 300 per month, and that averages out to about 10 per day.
Mm-hmm. And I think that might be. I think everyone's, or how it's ranked. I mean, that's, everyone wants to see how it's ranked and where they would come in.
Sure. And so Prosper Dog Base is a minimum of 1,000. Sure. So, and we won't have a max for the price. Sometimes it's nice to see what the high end stuff is. And then these are 2 new features right here, which are the number of sellers. This is interesting if you want to see specifically private label products. Mm-hmm. So, for those sellers, you want to see what's working well for private label sellers. So we might add a max of 1 here for the number of sellers. That means that any given product only has 1 seller, and there hence is a private label seller.
And I'll be honest, I love that so much. I use that so much. And actually, the class that we just had, we talked about that a little bit, because what we do is when we're teaching sourcing and comparing what's out there, to know how many people are actually selling it, and then honing in on where they're selling it, and how, and to see if they even have stock on it. Really, really, especially in the private label industry, really helps you kind of filter out. So that is if that was something that was just added, because I've been using that for the last couple of weeks at least, and it's really, really helpful. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, that is something that's very new. Listing quality score. So obviously, if you put a product up on Amazon, you want to have a fully optimized listing. That means numerous high res images so that you can hover to zoom. You want to have a keyword rich title that has a maximum amount of characters. You want to have a robust bullet point description, again, filled with keywords. You want to answer any potential questions or objections your customers might have. So all that holistically constitutes your listing quality. And so this is kind of like an in-house algorithm that combines those different characteristics and allows you to filter by a listing quality score. And that's really helpful because if you're looking for products that sell really well, but have a low listing quality score, then all of a sudden that's a gold mine right there, because you can use that product as an idea, get a much better listing quality, and then all of a sudden you have an advantage over something that's already selling well. So again, a very powerful little feature to filter by. So let's, for example, add a max of, I don't know, like 30. And then you're saying product size is interesting to you guys. And then you can filter by keywords, or you can exclude keywords. And this is helpful maybe if you're looking for stuff that's not licensed or branded or would have a trademark. You can further refine your
So
filter.
they would go in and just type it in?
Yeah, exactly. So this is what results, and again, so this is based on the categories and all this filter criteria. And then you can then organize based on whatever criteria that we have. Sometimes it's nice to see what's selling the most, so the estimated sales, which kind of correlates also to estimated revenue. So here, for example, is a zebra, that's dictionary art print. That one might be hard because it's a little more art-based and creative, but here's a home server tray and espresso finish. So at $15, you can see that it's grossing $30,000 per month, and it only has 4 reviews. So what we're seeing is that it's definitely selling well, but not very competitive. Now, the nice thing is that we can click out to view it on the Amazon page.
That's good.
And so again, interesting to see too that this is a relatively low listing quality score. And we can see, yeah, this is actually on first glance, no offense to Naomi Home, but we're seeing one image. We're seeing a sparsely decorated title, not much in the product details, and it's not that competitive. Based
So it's
on,
showing you how to it not only find a non-competitive item, the sourcing part, but also how to make your listing so much stronger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, so honestly, Jungle Scout isn't necessarily giving you the details that you need to make a stronger listing, but I think that you can find that information online fairly easily, or even just looking around to see what some Amazon pros do when they're creating their listing.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Jungle Scout product database is a great way at a high level to come up with some ideas. And it's a really quick way. You can just filter through based on the images, filter by whatever criteria you want. And all of a sudden you're getting a sneak peek into what other retailers are doing really well, making money on, and that there's room for you to take a piece of the pie. So yeah, we can definitely spend a lot more time digging into it. But I do want to spend some time showing how the extension complements what you're getting with the product database. So Stephanie, the estimated revenue is per month. Estimated sales is units per month. Estimated revenue is dollars per month.
And how often is it updated?
Daily.
Oh, it's daily. Okay.
Yeah. So Jungle Scout, and there have been questions about, like other alternatives to Jungle Scout. There are other alternatives to Jungle Scout. You could do it yourself, as I showed you briefly in the beginning. There are other alternatives on the market. The difference with Jungle Scout is it is the first to do this, and it is the best. So I say that obviously with a biased opinion, but also objectively. We collect more than 2 million data points per month. And so that informs how many sales, it tracks how many sales are done by a product in a whole range of categories in Amazon. And it plots an algorithm every month. So our sales algorithm is updated monthly to reflect trends and changes on how many units are sold for a given bestseller rank.
Mm-hmm. And how accurate is it?
Well, so it's a range, and as far as the because you might see an average for a month, but the BSR might fluctuate wildly. But we might see within a 5 to 10% range of estimated sales.
Okay,
Estimated
perfect.
sales, actual sales. So we and we are always refining it and fine tuning it because it's constantly changing. So yeah, we do our best to stay updated, but we definitely do collect the most amount of data, which leads to the most accurate sales algorithm. So yeah, the LQS is a listing quality score, which I was describing earlier. And then Channing was asking what's selling well, not many selling, then it's up to me to go and find the product. Yeah, so if I understand that question from Channing, you would get an idea that, okay, there's some demand for this Naomi home server because it looks like it's selling, $2,100 per month, which is $30,000. So this is where the Jungle Scout Chrome extension comes into play. It's simply this little button here, and this is a Jungle Scout Pro that we have installed. And it when you click that button, it pulls all this relevant information. So it looks a little bit big here because I am zoomed in pretty high. And it pulls all the relevant information. So because we are on the home server tray page, we're seeing this Naomi home server tray page. Where it's interesting is Amazon will pull all the related products based on the keywords. And then so here we can see, all right, is there enough demand for this particular keyword or related product where I might want to pursue this further? So, we would have to assume, and we can kind of like scroll through these products. It looks like it's a little bit scattered as far as similarity of product, but it's helpful that we can see for this keyword, are we seeing the depth of market? So are we seeing the sales? Actually, let me search specifically for home server tray.
Okay.
I think
so
that
did
would
it
be
just
a little...
just pulled up what was, you need to be more specific?
Oh, wait, did what pull up? You need to be more specific?
So
you need to be more specific with the detail of the product because it was picking up some more random items.
Oh, yeah. Well, so we are on this page of the Naomi home server tray.
So that's what it picked up.
Which we got to by clicking out from the database.
Right.
So I think if we search for home server tray, then we'll get a little bit more related products, which we're seeing a brewing system. But so let's search here. For example, if this might be a product that somebody might want to sell retail. So one of Greg's kind of rule of thumb as far as assessing demand is taking a look to see how many sales, like say the 10th or 11th seller for a given keyword is selling. And his rule of thumb is he likes to see about 3,000 estimated sales for the top 10 products. And what that means is with the assumption that he can break into the top 10 after a short promotional launch and giving away products, getting reviews, he can get into the top 10 and capture about 10% of that market, which would yield the 300 per month.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay. Does that make sense to you guys?
Yeah.
So here we would be looking at this estimated sales column and see that, okay, we're seeing a lot of demand for some of this stuff. It doesn't necessarily have the depth of market, and also it's not totally relevant. So the thing with Jungle Scout too is if there is something that's not fully relevant, we can exit out, and we would no longer include that in our search, and it would rearrange what the averages are that we're seeing as far as sales and rank and price. It also is helpful using the Jungle Scout Pro extension to take a quick look. Are there some brand names? Oftentimes, private labelers don't want to go into a niche with brand names. So OXO is a brand, and Oster, and what bun. So there may be some pros and cons to this. But here again, we can you can filter these Jungle Scout Pro extension results based on price or whatever, and that's much more helpful if you want to pull the second or third page, so you can extract pages. Again, you're just like with a snap of a finger or click of a button, you're populating a lot of potential products that you can. So now the filter makes sense. Whereas of these 50 products, we don't want anything less than $10, and we want to have sales of more than 5,000 per month, or whatever else it might be.
And are these can you add to the filter or change, or it's preset?
As far as what the criteria is?
Yes.
Yeah, so the criteria is preset, but you can enter any range within this given criteria.
Okay.
So one other helpful thing that we see with the Jungle Scout Pro, I actually haven't entered my API keys in this updated extension, but you can see what your net profit will be after the FBA fees have been taken out. So that's really helpful. You see a product that you might want to sell for $29.95. You think that you can get it shipped to Amazon's warehouse for $6, and then it'll pull the size and the weight, and it'll spit out what your net profit will be. So that's really helpful to do some quick back of the envelope math if you want to hit a certain net profit margin for every product. So that's a great filter to use as well. To answer Luis's question, does Jungle Scout Pro work in Amazon.uk? Yes, it does. If you're on Amazon.co.uk and you pull Jungle Scout's extension data, it will be specific for Amazon UK.
That's fantastic. Yep.
Yeah. So a couple other helpful things while looking here. You can click through and see how the pricing might fluctuate, which is helpful, to see if people are boosting their bestseller rank based on any promotional strategies or undercutting the market based on price. And that's really helpful to know to get a better picture of what's really going on in this snapshot and what's been going on historically. Some products, and let's take, for example, say you think that pool floats might be great. And at certain times it is. But obviously this is something that you want to be very careful of as far as inventory management and when you order it. Jungle Scout will help you identify that just by clicking on this trends. It pulls the Google trend data. So no surprise, pool floats peak, every June, July, and then you'll see the trough in December. And that's for obvious reason, but for retailers might be helpful so you can know when to plan purchasing inventory, and you can plan seasons ahead. So a lot of people find this Google Trends data very helpful.
Great.
Yeah, and then of course, if you guys do like your CSVs, you can just click Export CSV, and it'll download into the CSV, which is helpful when you're aggregating it for different keywords, and then you can see,
and it makes it so much easier instead of back and forth,
Yeah.
cut and paste into a spreadsheet. I mean, this is, with one click, it's on a spreadsheet. I mean,
Yeah.
it's done.
And that's the problem where people are wasting hours just cutting and pasting back and forth. And look at this, like this is in
Easy.
seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now, so one of the things too, have you guys come across the 999 trick?
Mm-mm.
Or do you
No.
check? So
Share.
yeah, well, it's now kind of an irrelevant thing, but some people like to do it. Test inventory on a daily basis. So if you like, say you want to check out, and then you can like add to cart, but you add in like 999, and then it'll say, you just check day over day, and you're able to see in how many there actually are. So they don't have 999, but they do have X number available. So that's that is one way, but you no longer need to do that because we do have the product tracker. And so what the product tracker does is it, let's take this for example, gigantic donut pool float, and you can add any product that you want with either the ASIN or the URL, and it's as simple as like dropping it in. These are some other products that we were tracking for our, we did a product launch, a public product launch. So it does take sometimes a few days to generate the data. For this, we actually have already been tracking it. And you get the data on a every day, how much inventory was sold. So this looks like there is more than 1,000 in stock. The units sold per day, how the rank fluctuates, and the price. So this is really helpful, and you can track up to a 30-day range when you're really deciding whether you want to put in thousands of dollars to buy wholesale inventory or manufacture it. Is it really something that you can expect to sell as you're seeing it currently on Amazon? So it's really just a great kind of gut check to get actual data before you make any big investment.
And I think it also helps. We teach a lot of our students and clients that when they're looking for products, like you said, seeing what's available. We see that sometimes companies will list products, and if they only have, let's say, a maximum amount available, it gives you the opportunity, especially if it's a high demand and a high selling product, they can actually call the manufacturer, the supplier, and see if they have inventory to get it in faster.
Yes.
So great for retailers, and great for people on Amazon.
Exactly. And so, yeah, the product tracker, you can just kind of like reorganize. This is actually the product that we are currently selling on Amazon, and it's doing quite well until we actually ran out of inventory. But yeah, this in aggregate is the web app, the product tracker to get the granular day-to-day actual Amazon data, and then the product database, which you'd want to start with to get some high-level ideas on products that might be selling. And then complement that with really digging into the data, clicking through on the product, seeing what's selling or related products, and then you can kind of dig in on that specific keyword or related keywords or related niches, and kind of like get more vet your idea in greater detail. So, in a nutshell, that's kind of like the suite of Jungle Scout products, which really will give you great data and insight and help you make the right decision from the start, data-driven decision. So you're not really relying on intuition or hearsay, but you're able to see what has demand and what's selling. So you're not, going to be losing money or tying up capital in products that don't move.
Mm-hmm. No, that's I think the key for everyone is, everyone likes to make an educated guess. With here, there's no guessing. You're seeing the actual data, and the research is there. The research is done for you.
Exactly. Yeah. So Yeah, are there any questions or anything that you might want to cover in more detail? Or
Yeah, let's see. We've got some questions coming in here. I see Rose has a question, but please show the 999 again. Again, you were saying that was a thing past. Now you can use the tracker as that.
yeah. Exactly. I use a product tracker. So the 999 trick, I believe you would just add 999 to the URL when you're adding it to cart, and then that would, if there are not that many in stock, it would spit out how many are in stock. And I've, to be honest, have not used it, but I believe somewhere in the URL, and you can Google online the 999 trick. I think it is a little bit tedious at times because it does require you to do it, every day in order to see what the inventory is. And that's kind of the beauty of the product tracker, is that it's stuff that's being tracked on a daily basis for you, so you don't need to spend your time doing that. So how can this be used for a part-time seller? This seems big time. Well, I think that this is actually really great for a part-time seller, in the sense that it cuts your product research time down to a fraction of what you might have been spending before. So, with your product database, you can take the information that Neil and Karen provide on the best guidelines and best practices for how to sell successfully, or products that are selling successfully, enter that criteria into the product database in a given category that you might be passionate about or you might think is trending upwards, and then let the database do the hard work for you. So let the database find that these products fit your criteria of selling at a fast clip, with opportunity to grow in the market or demand that you can capture, and then dig in on the actual listing. Where is there more opportunity to have more images or have a more robust product description or product title, and then take it from there. Then you're going down Karen and Neil's product sourcing route and launching your product. So that's where you can really make hay as a part-time seller, is by cutting this product research time down to a fraction of what you have, while also supercharging it with a lot of data, so you're not really guessing.
Excellent. So there's a lot of tools on the market. Of course, we're biased to Jungle Scout, but we know that it works. What do you have to say to the people online today, as far as again, I think showing exactly how it works for everybody, how simple it is. If they're going to ask, how does this help me when sourcing as far as going to Alibaba or AliExpress, is there any direct benefit or link for that?
Between Jungle Scout and Alibaba or AliExpress?
Yes.
Well, like jumping
No,
into
there's
it.
not.
Okay.
Yeah, there's not. However, I think one thing that you might find helpful is maybe just by relevant keywords and head terms. So, in some ways, AliExpress works on the same algorithm, or Alibaba, as far as keywords and relevancy to the products that show up. So you might find products that are in a related niche from Jungle Scout, and then that keyword might trigger an idea that you might search for on Alibaba to get suppliers that you didn't get before.
Exactly. And so the key is, a lot of people ask us, they talk about, international sourcing is the best way. And we explain that national sourcing is also should be in their list. And here is, you're doing all your national sourcing. Of course, it's giving you all the information you need for that product. So So then when you're ready to look for it, you can look for if it's just American made or where it's coming from, or if there are suppliers locally, or like you say, then you have the ability to see based on all the criteria that you've pulled out, then you can just drop it into Alibaba, AliExpress, and it'll find that product for you.
And
Yes.
right, and that's what we teach is going back and forth, getting the information. You make that spreadsheet that's made for you, and then pulling up Alibaba, pulling up Alibaba Express,
Yep.
and some of the other tools that we gave you in our class. We gave you a whole list of places to source from, and using the information you get from Jungle Scout is so precise.
Yeah, and the key is, like again was showing, it produces that spreadsheet for you. So from all the information and all the filtering, now you have your spreadsheet, and you can go right into any of the overseas companies to look for it.
And yes, to
Yeah.
Rose. Then you go and you find a supplier and you compare it, see what the pricing's like, compare
Right.
it to what's pricing is on Amazon. Make sure you're making at least that 3 times.
Saves you hours and hours of preparing the spreadsheets, and it
Yes.
gives you the actual information you need.
Yeah. So Prosper was asking, do you need the Jungle Scout extension and web app? Of course not. No, they are. You don't need both. You can use them independently. Then they do have different purposes depending on where you're at and what your goals are. The Jungle Scout extension is the first product of Jungle Scout, and will really help you dig into products. It does require a little bit more of your time if you're looking for product ideas, because you'll need to click through on Amazon and then click on the extension in order to pull relevant data. But it also allows you to dig in a little bit deeper into a product. The web app is helpful to get some high level ideas, especially this product database. And we're seeing now that it's been really helpful and successful to a lot of people. So we are that's where the product database is helpful. As more and more people are getting into Amazon in general, it's becoming a little bit more of a crowded space and more competitive. The database can help you unearth those products that are selling well but haven't yet been attacked by FBA sellers or retailers.
Right, and that's a big key right now for people getting into Amazon and want to be more competitive and have the upper hand, have the edge over everyone else.
Yes. So Amanda, this is currently the web app, and you're seeing the database and the product tracker here. And then on your own browser, and you do have to be using Chrome, this is the Jungle Scout extension. So you just click it, and then it'll populate with the relevant data. So, and to answer your question further, Prosper, do you need both the extension and the web app? Maybe you just want to start with a web app. There is a free 7-day trial. You just go to junglescout.com or actually maybe Karen, if you have a link you can share. So there is a free 7-day trial, and the nice thing about that is it probably gives you enough time to get a bunch of ideas. So with no risk to you or no outlay of money, you can kind of get started and find some good ideas, and even track some actual data so that you get historical on that as well.
Perfect.
That's great. It's I hope everyone sees, again, the key is saving time and looking for those profit margins. And with all these filters, again, we talk about if they're going after a name brand or an extremely popular product, you can bring up all the complementary products that go with that product, and this finds it for you. So where your money's going to be made as well. If you're not being as successful, or it's too competitive in the high selling products that you're offering, then it allows you to quickly jump in and have those other products that pick up the pace for you.
Sure. Now, yeah, Neil, what I should have done actually when I actually did the first run through the database is add the net. So here's net 20, whatever, only in these particular categories, but you can filter by the net. which is really helpful if that's kind of like one of your key parameters. And obviously, as a seller, it all comes down to the bottom line. So you do want to have a healthy net profit.
Yes.
But if Karen's saying she wants her net profit to be 3 times at least what the price is, and then we can do that, and then all of a sudden you're getting making sure that your net profit is 3x, or your margin is 3 times your sales price.
Great. Let's just see if there's any.
So we're not seeing anything in all those, but so it wasn't in any of like the previous categories, but there are if we select all the categories. So how much is it? The web app after the free 7-day trial is $39 per month. And there is no contract or length to that. And the extension is for Jungle Scout Lite is $87, and that's a full lifetime ownership of the extension. And Jungle Scout Pro is $147, and again, full lifetime ownership. The difference between Jungle Scout Lite and Jungle Scout Pro is simply the amount of features and information that you're pulling. Jungle Scout Pro, after you enter your API key, your merchant API key, you're able to pull some of these FBA fees and the FBA calculator. Again, I sorry I didn't add mine yet, but that's going to be here in the Jungle Scout Pro. You're able to see what the FBA fees are and the sizing and the weight and stuff that is relevant to knowing what your bottom line is after Amazon FBA fees. So you absolutely can start with Jungle Scout Lite and upgrade to Pro, and you only pay the difference. So yeah, that is definitely a good way to start to get a feel for it. And if it makes sense for you to get that more information on what your profit margins might be, then simply upgrade in-app, no problem. And
people have to know that, the great thing about Jungle Scout is they're staying up to date. So they're making sure that all the newest information, all the newest data is always there. So it's not like it's, there's days gone by. It's always being updated.
Yeah. And also, I mean, great news, as you can see in the chat here. Jungle Scout is giving everyone on the chat here a 10% discount. So if you sign up today, which is great. I mean, it's a limited offer and it's amazing. And it is our affiliate link. We decided to promote Jungle Scout because we love it. It's changed our business, and we tell you guys in our classes all the time. I mean, it's one of the tools that we love to use. And so we signed up as an affiliate. That is our affiliate link. The 10% is attached to it. So definitely take advantage of it. It's, it's your gift. So
yeah.
It's a great bonus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. We love to share tools that make our business more successful, and we know that it's going to make our students and any of our clients more successful.
Yeah. So I should clarify that the discount is applied to the extensions. So it's 10% off of Jungle Scout Lite or Jungle Scout Pro, but not the web app. However, for the web app, give it a try. If it makes sense for you, then that's great, and you definitely get a lot of benefit out of using it for a month or two. But if not, then you still get the free trial. So, worth taking advantage of that.
And I think a lot of retailers will find great value with the web app as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So the product tracker chart is specifically for the web app. You can't get that in Jungle Scout Pro or Lite. However, you can click through on the price to see the fluctuations in price. And this is for both Amazon and the general marketplace. And this is information pulled from Keepa, which also tracks millions of data points per month. So, that's kind of like a helpful stand-in. Though you don't get the actual data, it is tracking data for you.
Mm-hmm.
Same with the bestseller rank as well.
Amazing. So much information. This
Yeah,
is
so
great.
for anyone starting a business, I think that's what people have to know. Anyone starting a business doesn't have to be online. This is a way for you to get involved with a tool that's going to launch your business. So you're basically one step ahead of everyone. For people who aren't using it, they're going to be behind you.
And it's time. It's saving time. I mean, I can't even begin to tell you how many times we hear about stories about people starting or trying to start, but then never going through with it because they get into that PPS. You get just so many things that you're looking at and so many distractions that you're not really focusing in, and people end up, trying to start a business, and it's just taking a long time.
Yeah, this is your physical product assistant. I used to hire five or six people who just did data entry, and in my company, we've dealt with, at one point we had over 300,000 products. I'd have people just doing data entry and producing spreadsheets. I don't have to anymore. I think for a person who has a large staff or who's in the manufacturing business or retailer or a number of stores, this is going to save tons of time and money for overhead.
Yeah. I like that.
You hear that all the time.
Product. Yeah. So Catherine had a question. Current user of the old JS extension, if you upgrade, well, you need to cancel my month. No. So the old Jungle Scout extension, if you own it, you still own it, and just reinstall it. If you have problems reinstalling it, just email support@junglescout.com, and they'll take care of you. But once an owner of an extension, always an owner of the extension. For the web app, you can, I think you can sign up again. Yeah, no problem.
And for people listening, we always look for programs and tools where there's great customer support. And the nice thing about Jungle Scout is there's great customer support, and that's key when you're starting with a new tool, a new program. You want to know that there's questions that can be answered, and your company does a great job in that.
And I think you guys really pride yourself with that. I mean, it's so great.
I'm so proud of the team, and then especially the support as well. Because, like I said, I was a customer first, and I really saw how thorough and great they were, and they've grown. And so, absolutely, thanks for the compliments, the support, and always shout out to them because they do a great job. So Stephanie asked tutorials that you can reference later. Absolutely. Those marshmallow sticks that you saw in our product tracker, that is actually something that we launched. And so we uncovered all the details in the launch and walked through step by step. It was quite a fun project. It's still going and still live. So you can catch up there. I just dropped it in the chat. You can see kind of like how we went through the process of coming up with ideas and tracking the ideas, finding manufacturers, negotiating with manufacturers, shipping, launching the product, getting the photos, all the steps. And it's helpful. And so I especially encourage you to look at the first part where you can see maybe how you come up with ideas and vet them. So that's maybe a helpful tutorial that you can use to reference later.
That's great for anyone listening.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Again, part of the support. It's incredible.
Yeah. It's people just starting using it, or even if you're well into Amazon, you just started using it.
And I love that you can try it. And that was the whole purpose of today, so that you guys can all see how amazing this is. It's like a test, because honestly, a single person needs to have this. Everyone does. Yeah. It really is amazing.
Yeah. You'll see that you make money much faster.
And spend more time to do other things, because you're not,
wasting time. Yeah. Hours on spreadsheets, cutting and pasting.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we want to, time's getting close to the end, and we really want to thank Gen for the amazing detail that you shared with us of Jungle Scout. And as everyone can see, that Jungle Scout is an amazing tool. It really is. Stay with us for a little longer, as we're going to open.
We'll open up the lines. We'll keep
our lines open here.
If people have questions.
We're really pleased that everyone who joined us today, please visit it at our Private Label University on our website. If you have any other questions, please reach out to us. Again, you can Facebook us, and then Facebook, I'm sure.
So our
at Jungle Scout.
our Facebook page is so you can reach us there. We always have tons of information and great stuff going on all the time there. So it's Private Label University. You can find us on Facebook. And for those of our current members who are on the line and who are in our program, just so you know, some of the interviews that we have coming up, and we have a patent attorney who is a renowned litigation
and prosecutor for any type of patents for all manufacturers.
So great and information you definitely need to know about private labeling. We're going to have shipping and customs officials come, and TaxJar. Excuse me, as most of you know, I'm getting over this cold. So if you heard me coughing earlier, that was me. TaxJar next week. Also, we're going to be talking to and give you some information about taxes and all that stuff that you guys need to be concerned about, especially shipping from FBA, from Amazon. So again, we'll keep the lines open if there's a couple of questions that come up. And like I said, you can find us on Facebook at Private Label University or at consideritmade.com. And again, I mean, this has been great.
This has been absolutely amazing. I think anyone who's on this, it was just information, and easy to understand everything. And that's the key in business. They want it. We want everyone, and I'm sure with Jungle Scout, to make it easy and make their business more successful. And I think you've done an amazing job today doing that.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having me, and thanks everyone who attended. If you guys do have any questions outstanding, again, email support at Jungle Scout, or me again at Jungle Scout, or Twitter or Facebook, because I do realize that there is a lot of information and it was kind of fast at times. So I do want to make sure that all your questions are answered, even beyond this hour.
Great. Perfect. So we have one question that just popped in from Amanda.
Yeah. If you do the monthly web app, does it automatically renew each month? Yes. So as far as billing, it does renew each month. $39. And depending on how many products you're interested in, there is a pro version, and it'll give you almost 4 times the amount of products tracked in the product tracker. So with the $39 a month version, you can track up to 40 products. And for $99 a month, you can track up to 150. And as far as canceling, it's just done simply in-app. You just hit cancel subscription and boom, done. You don't get charged.
Wow. And that's a no-brainer. I don't think anyone's going to cancel.
Yeah, we wouldn't want to pull any bait and switch, so don't worry. You can just cancel. Make it super easy for you.
Wonderful. Great. So I have one last question, unless other people have some questions in. So what, any sneak peek to what you guys are going to be updating or up and coming? Yeah,
sure. Well, I can give you one. It's not even a sneak peek anymore, but for those that have launched already and are looking for more promotions and reviews, highly recommend checking out ReviewKick. So ReviewKick is a marketplace for highly discounted products, awesome discounts in exchange for honest Amazon reviews. So, we all know that social proof is a huge factor as far as conversion rates. And so you want to have as many reviews as possible. So ReviewKick, and it's totally free. We just launched it. So you don't need to pay anything to post your product, and you don't need to pay anything to get reviews. Highly recommend it. And you can kind of just, here's some of the deals that are currently here. I'm not logged in yet, but so you can just start your seller account or reviewer account.
Oh, I see.
Reviewkick.com. So for anybody that wants to get more reviews, just put up your discounted product, or if you want to get some shopping done, there's really some great products here. So that is one kind of like sneak peek that might be of interest. Another new feature.
Sorry to interrupt. Is this your Amazon account then? So the reviews go right to your Amazon account?
Exactly. Well, as as a reviewer, you post your review as an Amazon reviewer.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
you do have to have an Amazon account
Yes.
and reviewer, and then you just
Mhm.
post your review, and it does have to be an honest review, and you need to include that disclaimer because that's really important to stick
Mhm.
within Amazon's TOS. But yeah, strictly to help people get more reviews and awesome products on Amazon.
Yeah, that's a great way. That's
Mhm.
an amazing way.
Yeah.
Great.
So, and then definitely stay tuned for the web app. We do have a really cool feature to help you explore even more ideas. And it's basically in concept going to take a keyword and then find all related keywords. So at this point, you're no longer getting products in your product database, but you're now getting niches and ideas
Mm.
that you can drill into. So it'd be a much better way to kind of get some high level product ideas as well.
That is added to what the monthly subscription, or where is that?
Exactly. That will be at the monthly web app, probably within the next month or so.
Oh, excellent. Wow. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Great.
Well, we want to thank Gen for his time and his expertise, and just again showing our students and anyone who's on the call what a great tool this is. It's going to enhance your business, and we really appreciate your time.
And we're going to have this recorded, so if you're listening to this on the record, then enjoy. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah. Karen,
then
Neil,
again,
everyone, thanks so much.
Thank you.
Again.
Take
Thank
care.
you so much, and keep well.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.